What's up?
Hey guys, Ali Chaos here. Welcome back to RATEL. Today I just want to continue on with my video that I was going on with yesterday. I went a bit off topic yesterday. I started tangenting a lot, actually. I do that when I'm frustrated. And I actually missed a lot of the point that I was trying to get to with my video because I tangented on being angry that the MPs didn't have to get the injections, but we did. Yesterday, before I went off topic, I had a point to make, and I was trying to say that even if you already had and you have got the vaccine, the amount of coercion it took for some of the stand-up blokes that I know to get that vaccine. And coercion in the way that I mean, as I touched on yesterday, the economic effects that it would have on them if they didn't get the vaccine, i.e. loss of work and all that sort of stuff. Loss of income, which would be result in, unable to pay rent or mortgage, unable to support families. And that is a coercion tactic the government are using right now to make sure that even the strong submit to get the vaccine. And I think I came across wrong yesterday, firing shots off at everybody for getting the vaccine when that's not what I actually intended to do. I was just disgruntled and very frustrated and fucking pissed off, to be honest, that the MPs were making everybody get it. And I was really in a state of fuck them, really, I guess. I don't know how else to say it, but fuck them. So yesterday I probably came across a bit wrong, so I wanted to touch on that again today. Now, from my video yesterday, it may have sounded that I was just having a dig at anyone that got the vaccine. That's not entirely true. Those who got the vaccine and wanted the vaccine, I have no drama with. That's what you want, that's fine. Those who got the vaccine because they had to, this is where the line blurs for me, because that's where I think you have a chance to say no. However, I do want everyone to understand that I understand it's not always that easy to say no, as they do use economic coercion against us. And again, we are slaves to the system. So I fully get that you can't just say no to everything. You have to do what's in the best interest of your families and that. And this is where I want to turn around and say now that even though that has happened and that people may have done that, and the blokes I know have done that, and they're still strong stand-up lads, I'm not against them or anything like that either. But what I do want to then do is turn around and use what the government have done to them, and I want those lads to stand up, or women, men and women, to stand up, as they have been coerced. And it is a form of coercion. They've made you, otherwise you miss out. Otherwise you get treated differently. And again, it just returns me to 1930s, 1940s Germany. If you don't follow the law and what they say, they will just turn around and fuck you even harder. Now, this is where I wanted to try to say that this is where I want to come across like-minded people, even people that have had the vaccine and that regret getting it or that never wanted it in the first place and only had to do it out of being compelled to do it. This is where I want to find the community of all those that have had it, those that haven't got it, and those that didn't want it, to stand up and fight for future generations. Because for me, this comes down to not the vaccine as such, but it comes down to an abuse of mandation. Now, I do fully understand that mandating some laws within society is the right thing to do. Okay, it's a bit of the greater good, if you will. And I am fully down for the greater good. In fact, that's why I'm here, because I believe it's in the greater good that we aren't fucking test dummies. Okay? Again, I'm not anti-vax. I'm pro-choice, but I'm not anti-vax. Okay? I do believe vaccines have a place in society. Tuberculosis, all this other stuff, we need those vaccinations. So I am on board with those forms of vaccinations. What I am against, and I want to make it very clear, is I am against the mandation and abuse of civil rights. They cannot just use us as guinea pigs and lab rats. Now, the amount of people that I've seen get sick from the vaccine as opposed to sick from the virus is just a hugely, grossly outweighing number. Now, I've even spoken to other people, and I've got other people's testimonies, that they are unvaccinated and have the Omicron variant, and they're not that sick. And yet their partners and that, who have had the vaccine for work and that, are terribly ill right now after contracting the Omicron. And that makes me question, how can you have 2 vaccine shots and a booster and still come down with a lighter variant? They're saying this is a lesser variant of them. And I understand that every virus has variants and mutations and thus requiring different vaccines and that sort of stuff. And I fully get that. But how quickly does this virus mutate? Now, I'm not a virologist or anything like that, so I'm not a doctor. I don't know the rates and speed of mutation in viruses. But this virus seems to be mutating astronomically quick as opposed to even the common cold, which we get yearly shots for. This one's can be changing in just months. Months it's adapting and overcoming and releasing new variants. To me, that sounds more like a weaponized virus, CCP. More sounds like that than anything else, okay? But again, this is another tangent. What I wanted to clarify in this video is I'm not against you if you have the vaccine. And I'm not saying you're soft because you got it. I'm saying that you had to be coerced. And that level of coercion should have determined the level of resistance. It is determining my level of resistance. The more they're pushing and pushing and pushing, the less likely I am to want to get this. Why would I want to get something that I've seen realistically nothing actually happen about? I haven't seen anyone, I personally don't know anyone that's died from COVID-19, but I do know family members that have literally almost died from the vaccine. Okay, and so this is just my point of view again. And all those blokes that have gone out and got the shots and that to support their families and gotten sick from it, this is where we need to be standing up and saying, this is bullshit. We don't want to be fucking test dummies. We want transparency from the government. We want to know what's actually fucking going on. And we don't want their bullshit fucking vaccines that aren't even fucking trialed and clearly aren't working if we're still contracting the same sicknesses that they say are going around. Okay, so that's what I just want to make a point in this video, making this one. I'll be back on tomorrow again, making another video of this, I'm sure. But I just wanted to touch on that because the community I'm looking for isn't a completely anti-vax and unvaccinated community. That's not what I'm looking for. Again, it's intellect and strength and a community that's willing to make a difference. Whether you have the vaccine or not isn't my point. It's whether you think they're breaching civil rights as I do by mandating and coercing people into getting the vaccine. That's where I stand on this, and that's the sort of the community that I'm looking for. Now, again, if anyone else has similar thoughts and wants to try to see what we can do to gather numbers to make a difference, maybe, again, take it legally, the right way through doing things and try to make a difference, but actually try to make a difference, not just protest, demonstrating, and just make a fucking heap of racket that does nothing at the end of the day. I mean, legitimately sit down and figure out what language these guys are going to understand and hit back with that language, whether it be through the courts or anything or whatever, and hit back with that language and try to get transparency and changes within the government, because I believe this is only the first step to tyranny. If we allow this form of mandation and alienation of our community, then what will we allow further? At what point do we draw the line and say enough is enough? Okay, again, I'm not against the vaccine. We need vaccines. They keep us healthy, they keep us alive, and some of them, they're fucking necessity. And I fully get that for the greater good. But this one I don't fucking believe. I just don't believe it, okay? I don't believe it. And being ex-army, that sort of stuff, I could always generally see what they were trying to do. I could always see that, yeah, all right, I see where this is going. I see that we're trying to be the good guys, you know? Even though it's all just perspective and that. But I see it. This I don't. And to add insult to injury and fuel to the fire, the fact that the MPs are not getting vaccinated, the fact that they don't have vaccinations and we have to, this is where I'm drawing the line. If it's not good enough for them, it's fucking not good enough for any of us. So why are we submitting to this? Okay, so I just wanted to make that very clear. I wanted to clear all that sort of stuff up. And listen, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. I hope you had a great Christmas and everything like that. And please hit me up in the comments and that sort of stuff. Let us know how you feel. Hit me up in the DMs. I'll run a Facebook page, Ali Chaos. It's a gaming page. But you can hit me up on there for now anyway until we open a RATEL page up. Anyway, guys, look, get back to me. Let us know. And look, this is Ali Chaos, RATEL. Out.